Okay, this problem, they're asking us to simplify it. There is no way to set an equal sign here to equal. You can't arbitrarily make it equal anything. You can't make it equal 1. You can't make it equal 0. You can't. There's nothing told us. All we can do is try to make it simpler. And so what I really need to do is look at how can, when I want to add fractions, I have to have a common denominator. So I would like, the best way is to get the LCD. Okay, well, and I always ask myself, what does this have and this have, the denominators, what do they have in common? They have absolutely nothing in common. So in this particular case, I'm going to take 2x plus 1 is going to have to be multiplied into this one right here. Okay? But that only gets us good with that. What are we going to multiply into this one right here? What's going to multiply into this right here? So that we can get the same thing on the bottom in both cases. Okay, well that would be this one here, x minus 6. Okay, and that's going to get multiplied onto the bottom here and the top. So we're going to multiply both those fractions, one on each side of the plus sign, by 1. A fancy 1. So let's rewrite that here. So the original, I'm going to leave some space though, so I'm going to need some space here, over x minus 6. Okay, I want the bottom to be the same on this fraction, so it's going to be, it needs to look like 2x plus 1, it's going to need a 2x plus 1, and whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Now that just deals with this right here. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other one, plus 2 over 2x plus 1. And what does that bottom need to look like this? That one needs an x minus 6. So, and whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So when I look at these two, the denominators, do they look the same? Other than the order of the terms, are they the same? Yes. So I know my answer on the bottom here, whoops, a little too far down. My bottom here is going to be, I don't care which way you write it, if it's x minus 6 first and 2x plus 1 second, or you do 2x plus 1 first, x minus 6 second. And I'm going to have to, when I do this, I'm going to have to simplify. You can't just start canceling things out till you simplify. So 1 times 2x is 2x. 1 times 1 is 1. Then I'm going to have to do the same thing here. Negative 3 times 2x and negative 3 times 1. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x squared and negative 3x. And then I'm going to go the other side. It's a plus 2. It's plus 2 times this and plus 2 times that. So that's 2x minus 12. I've got everything there. Now I'm going to combine. I can't cancel anything out yet. I'm going to start combining terms on the top. And then I'll see what happens. So let's look for some things that we got in common there. Okay, first thing, we've got some x squared, x's, and numbers. So let's do this. Let's deal with all the x squareds. I'm going to put a box around anything with an x squared in it. I've got that there and nothing else. So I'm going to write that down. Minus 6x squared. Change the color now. Let's look at x's. I got a 2x. I have a minus 3x and another 2x. Well, that looks like 4x's minus 3x's is 1x. So plus x. Okay. And then the last one, do this one in yellow. I get constants. A positive 1 and a negative 12. That's negative 11. And I know some people don't like that color there. So, and then on the bottom is x minus 6, 2x plus 1. So I'm going to make this a minus 11 so you can read it better. So now, I don't like this negative sign here, so some people will go like this, just on the top part here. they'll rewrite this top part as negative 6x squared minus x plus 11, and they'll try to factor. What are the factors of 66 that add to 1? Factors of 66 that add to 1. Sorry, to add to negative 1. Okay, because there's an add there. Okay. And this was a negative 1. That's where I got that from. Well, there aren't any. So this is not factorable. So doing what we just did here, what I just did right here, didn't really help us. So that must be as far as I can go.